On today's Smart 7, Labour make local election pledges, Donald Trump lands in Scotland and lots more. It's Tuesday the 2nd of May, it's World Asthma Day and happy birthday David Beckham.
The Smart 7. It's news, but
Not the news. Sunday and Monday saw nurses in England stage their biggest strike yet in an ongoing battle over pay which stretches back to December. The most recent walkouts affected half the country's hospitals and mental health services, with one trust having to move intensive care patients into other units due to a lack of staff. But Royal College of Nursing Chief Pat Cullen says the government's leaving them no choice.
Nursing and the nursing profession is the most trusted group right throughout the UK. The least trusted people are holding them back with low pay and poor working conditions. And when they hold nursing back, they hold patients back.
Union bosses are set to meet with government ministers on Tuesday to discuss a 5% pay offer, which has already been accepted by the GMB union. Health Secretary Steve Barclay says Monday's strike shouldn't have gone ahead while an offer was on the table.
This strike is premature. I think it's disrespectful to the other trade unions. I think the RCN should have waited. They were part of the negotiations. And as I say, Pat Cullen herself recommended this deal to her members.
Meanwhile, 5 months into the dispute, there's speculation that public support for the strikes is waning. But Onay Kassab from Unite Union says the public is still very much on side.
The public will recognise that Rishi Sunak needs to roll his sleeves up, stop talking about maths lessons and get involved with the negotiations here so that we can resolve this. The public know that.
It's local election week in England and parties have been making promises left, right and centre to win over last-minute support. Labour announced a major housing pledge over the weekend. They say they'll reinstate the 300,000 new homes a year target for England and introduce a renters' charter to protect tenant rights. And Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer says they're ready to fight all the way to the ballot box.
We've got to fight all the way into the next election, got to fight like we're 5 points behind, and we've got to make our positive case for the electorate.
But Keir's not the only one feeling optimistic. The Green Party are hoping to attract disillusioned voters with a campaign that's focused heavily on rent control and sustainable housing. Co-leader Karl Largerfeld says she's expecting the Greens to gain 100 new councillors on Thursday.
We're getting a really positive reaction from voters who are frustrated by inaction from the Conservative government, but aren't really finding the Labour Party inspiring at the moment either. And so people are coming to the Greens for the first time because they like what they hear and they like our fresh perspective.
It's been months in the making, but it looks like Ukraine may finally be ready to launch a major counter-offensive against Russian forces. Despite depleted resources, Moscow still controls around 20% of Ukraine's territory, and it's thought that the counter-attack will be concentrated on parts of the occupied southern front. Ukraine's defence minister confirmed on Friday that preparations have nearly wrapped up, and on Monday, Ukrainian President Zelensky said it's time to act.
We are capable of putting an end to this war. However, not everything is going to happen at once, tomorrow. We'll start and go forward, while at the same time, simultaneously, I think it is very important to receive Western fighter aircraft.
Meanwhile, advisor Yuri Saak says it's vital that Western countries continue to provide resources.
We are fighting a war of an unseen and unprecedented magnitude. We must not appease the aggressor. We all have to understand that the only way to end this war is to equip Ukrainian army sufficiently enough so that we can defeat the enemy on the battlefield.
Former president and golfing fanatic Donald Trump jetted over to Scotland on Monday to open a new course in his resort near Aberdeen. It's his first visit to the UK since 2019 and comes after he became the first US president in history to face criminal charges. He said it was great to be home as he stepped off the plane on Monday morning, but his self-proclaimed homeland didn't seem quite as excited to see him. Kirsty Haig is the organiser of protest group Scotland Unite Against Trump. Yep, that's a real thing, and says Trump and his views are not welcome.
Trump espousses dangerous politics, horrific opinions, and the vast majority of Scotland fully rejects these. So we can never let him feel that Scotland is his escape where he can come to hide with his bigoted views and from his court cases.
Still to come on the Smart 7, Everton and Leicester battle to avoid the drop, and the Met Gala honours Karl. Right after this. Welcome back.
Monday night saw Leicester City take on Everton in a Premier League relegation battle for the ages. Both teams were sitting in the danger zone going into the match, although a win for either side would allow them to leapfrog Notts Forest and Leeds United into safety. It finished 2-2, which means Leicester inch out of the relegation zone and leaves Everton manager Sean Dyche with an uphill struggle, but he's prepared to give it his all.
It remains just the same. I didn't come here for a walk in the park, trust me. I knew it was going to be a challenge. We're a point per game at the moment. It doesn't seem like a massive shift, but I think they had 5 points in the previous 12 games. So, there has been a shift. The players are putting in a shift.
The first Monday night in May saw the return of the Met Gala, this year honouring the legacy of iconic designer Karl Largerfeld. As expected, the red carpet saw a variety of looks from an A-list crowd, with standout moments from Lil Nas X, who wore a full body makeup suit by Pat McGrath, 3 costume changes from Cardi B, and Jared Leto, who dressed as Lagerfeld's cat Choupette. And retired tennis star Serena Williams took the chance to announce she's pregnant with baby number 2. Dua Lipa, who co-hosted the event, gushed appropriately about Karl's impact on the world of couture.
His legacy just has made such an impact on fashion overall, and the history that he holds with everything that he's done, from Chloe to Fendi to Chanel. Everywhere where he's left his mark has been so remarkable, and he's somebody that will never be forgotten.
We all know about Anne Frank, the Jewish teenager who chronicled her family's time hiding from the Nazis, but most of us probably know very little about the people who helped to hide her. Well, that's all about to change with A Small Light, a new mini-series telling the story of Miep Gies, an ordinary secretary who helped protect the Frank family and many others from Nazi persecution, all while holding down her day job. It streams on Disney Plus from tonight.
Miep, what I'm asking you to do is dangerous. If you get caught, you could get arrested, or even worse. I need your help to hiding my family. You need to take your time to think it through.
No, I don't. What do I do?
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes and we'll give you the world.